Hi there, sports fan, and welcome to Friday's edition of Hoohaa Sports Today. As we look ahead to the weekend's Premier League fixtures, I'll try my hand again at some predictions, and let's see if I can redeem myself quicker than a Tottenham striker. We'll also bring you the Europa League quarter-final results and a preview to this weekend's Malaysian F1 Grand Prix. First up, he was the toast of Old Trafford after his hat-trick over West Ham and United's win against Chelsea in the Champions League. But now boy wonder Wayne Rooney will sit out for 2 matches for his on-camera vulgarity, and his pockets are a little lighter too. First up, the FA has upheld its charge and the 2-match ban handed to Rooney for swearing at a camera in their match against West Ham. So the boy will miss this weekend's game against Fulham and the FA Cup semi-final against neighbours Man City. In a statement, Rooney said that he was gutted with the FA's decision and added, "I am not the first player to have sworn on TV, and it won't be the last. Unlike others who have been caught swearing on camera, I apologized immediately, and yet I am the only person banned for swearing. That doesn't seem right. However, I have to accept that what happened has happened and move on from here. That is what I intend to do." Good. That's the way. Look ahead, buddy. But he has to face it with a little less money. Beverage giant Coca-Cola has permanently ended its relationship with Rooney, who was initially dropped from the soft drink company's ad campaigns following allegations over his private life. Rooney was initially the face, that's funny already, of Coke Zero until last September, when he reportedly cheated on his then pregnant wife with a prostitute. In an issued statement, Coke said, "Our contract with Wayne Rooney came to an end last year, and we mutually agreed that we will not renew our relationship. We wish Wayne well in his career." Now even Alex Ferguson must watch his words. If you read his mind, what would he say?
It's absolute bollocks, that. Absolute nonsense.
Okay, let's look at this weekend's fixtures in the Premier League. United without Rooney will face Fulham. A win for United, I say. Chelsea, after their Champions League defeat, meet Wigan. And will Fernando Torres score this time? Here's a statistical gem. Torres and Drogba have shared 169 minutes on the pitch and exchanged precisely 5 passes. One of those apparently was for a kickoff. Elsewhere, Spurs are up against Stoke. In this one, I say Jermaine Defoe can finally reveal his 100-goal shirt that he has been waiting to show for the past 3 or 4 games. Must be jinxed. In other fixtures, sees Sunderland versus West Brom, Bolton take on West Ham, Wolves are against Everton, and Blackburn, who held Arsenal last week, entertain Birmingham. On Sunday, Blackpool, who are the giant killers in their own turf, will want to do the same over Arsenal, while Aston Villa have Newcastle to deal with. And on Monday night, it's the match of the week, as Liverpool can do Chelsea and Spurs a big favour by beating Manchester City. Thanks in advance, Anfield. Well, we'll see how I fared with my predictions on Monday. Meantime, with all the Champions League buzz going on, the so-called second tier of European football, the Europa League, got its first leg quarter-finals underway. And here are the results, which saw 2 Portuguese sides put 1 foot in the semi-finals. Newly crowned Portuguese champions Porto, with still 5 games left in the season and who are still unbeaten in the league, pummeled Spartak Moscow 5-1. Benfica, who were beaten by Porto on Sunday to the title and are 16 points behind them, redeemed themselves with a 4-1 hammering of PSV Eindhoven. Braga also gave the crisis-stricken Portugal some cheer as they came away with a draw and a goal against Dinamo Kiev. And the sole Spanish representative, Villarreal, didn't want to be left out of the party, potentially setting up an all-Iberian semi-final after thrashing FC 20 5-1. Bad day for Dutch football, where 2 of their teams got 10 goals past them. We move on swiftly to this weekend's fixtures in the Malaysian Super League. The pick of the bunch will be tonight's Northern Derby between Perlis and Kedah. Perlis are rooted at the bottom of the table, while Kedah sit in 6th. Tomorrow, new league leaders and reigning champions Selangor welcome club-side T team. Perak, who are second and a point adrift, travel to Sabah. Kelantan, who suffered a midweek loss, will find it hard to bounce back against the in-form Felda United. Other fixtures sees Terengganu, who picked up a midweek win away at Pahang, take on the Young Tigers. Johor FC play Negeri Sembilan, and KL welcome the wounded Pahang. With all that football action going on this weekend, focus in Malaysia will turn to the Formula 1 Grand Prix. The teams are here, the drivers are raring to go, and the girls are all decked out, or having much less on, which all be part of the action in Sepang. We leave you with Red Bull Racing's Mark Webber as he guides us in a virtual flying lap of the track. It's going to be hot, wet and sticky, and I'm just not talking about the women. Till Monday, I'm Patrick, wishing you a great sporting weekend, but it's bye for now.
Malaysia, 5.5 kilometres, 56 laps, in all 310 kilometres. 8 high-speed stretches, 3 slow turns, 2 ideal spots for overtaking, top speed 297 kilometres an hour.
Starting the lap here at the Malaysian Grand Prix, the Red Bull simulator. Long front straight, very, very wide. Braking very, very hard for the first corner. A lot of grip as we enter into turn 1. hold the car onto the line, because straight away after turn 1, then we enter into turn 2, which is a blind, tight left-hand hairpin, accelerating hard away from there, through a long right-hand sweeper, heading now up the hill, braking very, very hard for a tight right-hander. It's very important to get a good exit out of this corner as we're accelerating uphill, into now a very, very fast left-hander, and immediately into a right-hander, which is a very, very hard section for the car as it's incredibly quick, into a double right-hander, which is a good little section for the spectators to watch the F1 car through there. Accelerating hard away from there, down to turn 9. We get to look at the tower ahead at our position sometimes and see the race unfolding. Accelerating hard out of here. Traction sometimes is a problem. Again, a great viewing spot for the spectators up on the bank there, so they can watch a lot of the circuit. We accelerate away from there through a very fast little left kink, which is a nice corner. And then we have a very tricky combined braking and entry to the penultimate corner of the lap. Very important to get a clean exit out of there. The driver that can have a little bit of a relax along this long back straight. Big grandstand on the left-hand side. And they watch us brake incredibly hard for the last corner, which is a tight hairpin. Very long hairpin, then opens on the exit. A clean exit is crucial for a good lap time. We accelerate hard towards the start-finish line. That's the lap of Malaysia.